Push that last air out. Don't press that shit. Try to show off. You got really gas. Like, you be fucked up. Take your time. You already know. Go ahead, do it. Don't hold it. Alright, inhale, inhale. You don't really inhale. You don't inhale. Inhale. Make sure you got my forehead hot. I think I'm turning away. And it looks cool as hell, so that's really why I gotta stop. I'm getting iced. That's what it really is. Yeah.
The video stopped playing. And we was going. Tell you what. This from the very beginning, bro. Me and you got hyped up, bro. From the beginning, bro. Yes, bro. The best.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Dope as Usual podcast. My name is Thomas, Dope as Usual, whatever you want to call me. This is my co-host, Mario.
What's up, guys?
Guys, you've been asking for this since before we started the podcast, damn near. We're smoking already because you already know what it is. You see the title. Please welcome Wiz Khalifa.
What's up?
What's up? Thanks for being here, man.
What's happening? Thank you guys for having me.
I'm excited. I've got a lot of shit to smoke today.
Hey, I'm ready to smoke up. I brought like 3 pre-rolls, but I feel like y'all got me covered too.
Oh, yeah, we got you. You know what? Here.
Well, they weren't pre-rolls.
You just rolled. Yeah, this is yours.
Oh, sweet.
So me and my homie we have this company, but this is the guy that paints old schools out here.
Uh-huh.
Right? So he made this, and then
You can watch that at any point in your
This
life
nice.
to get a good time.
there's a
If
bunch
you
of
ain't got
hash
no
on
other
it, man, so
videos,
feel
like
free.
you release a good time.
Feel free to go for it.
Hell yeah.
There are ice hash rosin inside too. I mean, not ice hash rosin, ice hash.
Damn, let's go ahead and hash. Let me see what this is hitting for. All right. Looks like something I can smoke.
Yep.
Thank you. I know it's gas too.
For sure.
Over there.
Ice hash edition's fine.
Fire.
All right, cool. So now that we're gonna smoke it up and get started,
Yeah.
let's get right into it. I got a bunch of things I want to ask, but first I want to get into the things that you're doing right now. And it dropped a little more than 2 months ago. Cushion Orange Juice 2.
Uh-huh.
And you're on tour. You're on 2 different tours right now.
Yeah, I just finished the first leg. The first tour is called the Taylor Gang World Tour. And yes, you're right. I did drop the Cushion Orange Juice too. I'm super happy about that. Super proud.
It's been a
of it.
long wait.
I know, man. It has been a long wait, and it was something that I said I wasn't gonna do. But my fans, the Taylor Gang, and just people who love me in general, they pushed me over the edge. So I had to go ahead and do it, man. I had to do what I had to do.
and it came together really nice. I worked with all the producers that I wanted to. I was able to curate a sound that I was really proud of, and that I did before, but people didn't know that you could come back and do it again. And then now with the tours, I just want to be able to get out there on the road and reach people the same way that I did before. And a lot of people think that when you get to this point in your career that you are too big to go and do that. But for me, it's all about the connection and it's all about the experience. So being able to get out there and perform these records and do some of the classics and perform for people who've been to my shows for 15 years and people who haven't been to one show at all, it's a really crazy experience.
Because you're gaining new fans every day, no matter what. Even though how we kind of did some research on this, but it's kind of funny, man. Like on the top 20 biggest songs of all time on Spotify, you're like 3 of them in there.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, there's like almost 6 billion streams on that shit.
Yeah.
It's kind of a trip to think like
YouTube too.
Oh, YouTube also. Yeah, YouTube.
Yeah, that's
that's the biggest one, I think, right?
Yes. I pulled this quote from you earlier that goes with what I was saying. That like really reminded me of Thomas also. The only thing that compares to having a diehard fan base is getting the opportunity to make new ones every day. I appreciate you, and I don't take it lightly.
Yep. Yeah.
That's why you've been around for so long. I feel like, because you're so dialed in with your fans.
Yeah, definitely. I love my fans, and I really experienced this along with them. We're growing together. We're understanding things together. The people who were there with me early in my career, they choose to be here. So I really appreciate it. And it's something that, you know, if I put myself in their place and I want to see me win, I'm going to keep doing the things that I'm going to do to make them proud to be fans of mine.
I went back to the top of your YouTube this morning researching the episode. That shit made me like sentimental. Those old, there's so many vlogs from that. What I noticed was like, damn, he was doing this for years before Black and Yellow. He was coming out to LA.
The first YouTube rapper.
Yeah.
YouTube, you're a vlogger.
Yeah.
Think about it.
For sure. Me and Soulja Boy.
Yeah, I know you're the first one. That's funny you were gonna say that, but you know,
that's true. Soulja Boy really was. I was watching Soulja Boy before I was on. I used to watch Soulja Boy. I used to watch Bow Wow, and I watched Jermaine Dupri. Those were my influences on my social media game. But it was when YouTube first started, Twitter, and we would use AOL Instant Messenger as well. We would just give fans our email and just, you know, hit them up.
Like that.
Yeah, hit them up on the sidekick, like, yeah, just talking to our fans.
How many fans got that shit screenshot and printed out in their room still?
Bro.
For sure.
You had the tailgate shit cracking way back then, right? Like,
Yeah. It's a lifestyle. It's more about just, you know, freeing your mind, kicking it with the homies, having a good time. And this was at a time when music was a little bit different and it was more mainstream. But we brought it back to the grassroots of people like doing it themselves, and definitely the internet played a huge role in that and just allowing us to have a platform to do that on. You know, that's why MySpace, YouTube, Twitter was so big for me, you know, being able to create that fan base.
Yeah, the content creation, it just gives you how many times you do an interview. You know, unless they ask you certain questions, your fans aren't gonna know certain shit unless you do some raw shit, which is a vlog. Like, what's up? This is what we're doing. It's our actual day.
It allowed me to be able to like paint the narrative for real instead of somebody else telling my story.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like what social media is today. Everybody's seeing what every rapper every day with their stories. They know what they do, they know where they eat. That's different.
Right.
Back then there was nothing.
Yeah.
It's an interview.
It was just interviews. That was it. There was nothing, and people wanted to be mysterious. So when we first started doing it, a lot of rappers were like, I don't want people all in my business. I don't want y'all knowing what I'm doing 24/7.
Yeah.
It's that and the other thing.
Like Cribs broke that wall. Like,
that's true. That's super
A lot of rappers, they really didn't like that back in the day. Like,
really?
Yeah, this was when I was younger. This is when I was a YN. So, and I'm older now, and I see how the game has changed with it's more like streaming and IRL stuff, like in real life things. And that's cool too. I love that side of it because I feel like it's just evolved into, you know, more into the hands of the consumer. Because for me and my generation, you have to make the music as well as be a consumer. I'm somebody who enjoying the music, but I'm going to the studio every day. I'm buying the camera and figuring it out. I'm going on stage and things like that. These kids, they don't even have to get on stage to become who they are. They just need to get the camera and they need to get the content. You don't have to become, the things that you see or that you idolize.
It's the scariest part too.
I started with an iPhone to grow like.
Yeah, it's the consumers are becoming the tastemakers, which is cool because that's what it is.
Yeah, it dictates what people wanted anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the ones who work the hardest, those are the ones who stand out and last the longest. So it's the same thing in music. You can be very talented, but if you don't work hard, you don't outwork your competition, then you're not going to be competition at all.
Yeah, you can be dope as hell, but put out an album every 2 years, like, well, I kind of forgot about you.
Yeah, no.
Or every 8 years. You know what I mean? Some people take hiatuses instead of breaks.
It's the people who flood, who make the most noise out there.
Especially you're the first person to blow up out of Pittsburgh. I mean, like you had to do that extra.
Yeah, I worked that extra hard. Being from Pittsburgh and in Pittsburgh, because it's not like I was from Pittsburgh, but I was in New York or I was in I was just in Pittsburgh, so there's no real way to get known anywhere else or even have people understand what that looks like. But it was something that I was able to, get over, especially through the internet and traveling and meeting different people and just being able to adapt and adjust and bring different, aspects of the game back home and not really just be stuck in a Pittsburgh mind state, but, take what I know and elevate that as well.
Yeah, it's like what we call the small town mindset. Like, well, it's just this. I can't do that. We got to take it. Like, no, the world. You take the world over and be back home.
Yeah, a lot of people get caught up on just entertaining the people that they
are in reach
of. Yeah, they really don't have a gauge on what other people expect, and those other people's opinions can be really valid opinions, and they can help you out as well. But some people feel such a loyalty to where they're at or who they're around, they don't really expand, and they don't really even get to see what that's like.
It's eye-opening once you leave, man. First time to LA or big city, like it's
just got a vibe with people other than your immediate circle.
Exactly.
I think that's healthy. It's not even a part of like being like somebody else, but it's just finding like-minded people. You could be in Toronto and find some people who are just like you, or like you said, you were in the UK, or I seen you guys were in Paris. Yeah. There's people like us everywhere who aren't the immediate, crowd that we grew up with.
100%. Yeah, like you say, I always call it garage talk. Like, yes, you can have garage talk with like 4 dudes at the airport you never met. Like, hey, these motherfuckers are tight. Where you from? Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's different. Like, I don't know. But back to what I was thinking. The first time I ever really started hearing your name, I remember it was the same, like summer. I started getting packs instead of like QPs. And someone's finding me a few Ps. Mm-hmm. So I just remember that time of like, montage music from Blow. Like they started getting hella money and shit. Like that's a lot. I mean, it wasn't a lot of money. So that's the era of that, and then the High Eyes. Mm-hmm. The High Eyes with the Mac Miller stuff. Then I realized like, oh, you've been doing this before. I didn't realize that, because I came into the Mac Miller circle later on. Mm-hmm. So to see what you were doing was on such a different scale. You're on the radio. I just remember like on the radio, the weed guy. That's what I remember. Like I was just getting into packs, like just going up and down the state. So I just remember that whenever I hear those first couple mainstream huge hits, I go, so you hear a song like that reminds me of so-and-so's hanging out. So that every time I hear those, it reminds me of the first packs I put in my trunk. Like,
hell yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah. I'd be happy to have those moments with people. I think that's the beautiful thing about my music. On top of, how much work that I put into it personally, people get to enjoy it for the best times of their lives. Like you said, you just remember awesome things when it comes to my music. I think that's a cool ass legacy to have and still build on. That's what I'm all about now. That's why I did Christian Orange Juice too, to keep that feeling going and give other people the opportunity to have those experiences as well, and still build on top of that.
For 20 years, you're like one of the only huge rappers putting out a positive message too. That's the other thing. Mm-hmm. Do you have the nicest? I was thinking. Would you say you have the nicest fan base in hip hop? Because I know how cool our fans are, and it's like the same people.
I think it's the same people. Yeah. I think we do have the nicest fans. They're super respectful. It's all love. They're really thoughtful. You can talk to them like regular people. I go out and I go places. I'm driving around in my car. I'm with my son, and I don't need a bunch of security or anybody to, get me in back doors or out anywhere. Like, it's all love. And I think that comes from, like the memories and the experiences that people have to the music. And they're like, I don't think anybody wants to fuck with the weed man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the weed man always, the weed man always gets love. And especially like where I'm at in the game, I'm more in an OG seat than I am like anybody's competition. Like, nobody's really trying to come from my spot or something like that. So we good.
Super chilling.
Always.
That is crazy. Just I'm like in the OG. Oh man, I'm like the same age as you. So I started. Like, I don't have kids, but I'm starting to see all my friends' kid. Like, he's 16.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm old. So I'm starting to feel it finally, man.
Yeah, we're getting up there, dog. My son is 12. And,
damn, for real?
I got 12-year-olds.
I remember when you were posing like, this was my son.
Yeah.
Little ass boy. And then when he got little glasses, I remember a little couple years later. Like, wow, he's 12?
He's 12.
He's taller than I am.
I'm telling you. I got a daughter. She'll be 1 next month. So I got family
Restart.
Yeah, I got family shit going on there.
You sure you're not Mexican a little bit? You waited 12 years, man?
Not the Mexican stuff?
My little brother's 24 years younger than me.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
My uncle's 5 years younger than me, too.
Yeah, I gotta figure it out.
It's all, yeah, they're like, so you can watch them when you're married to you, and then I can go out again.
For sure.
It seems like you got like such like structure. It seems like first of all, it seems like you challenge yourself a lot and like learn new skills, and you're always getting after different shit, which leads me to believe you're very disciplined and like regimented. Would you say?
Yeah.
Did having kids like lock that in?
Yeah, it's something that you learn over time, and it's something that if you want it, that you'll really go out there and get it. And a lot of this stuff is hard to ignore. People just, it's easier to put stuff in front of it. And it's easier to, just keep enjoying and staying in your regular routine or whatever that is. But to certain people, it just clicks right in when you're supposed to be doing the right thing, and you're not doing the right, you're reaching if you're not doing the right thing. So rather than, fight with those feelings and stuff like that, you might as well just go ahead and settle into where you're going to be for the rest of your life, and let the things that you did already just, let that live and let that be what it was. You always have that there, and it's a part of your personality, but who you are is way more important than who you were. Yeah.
I got an outlook on that.
Yeah.
Still, because this one wakes up at 5 every day and does everything in the world.
Yeah.
3 kids, he does all this
That's
shit.
how you do it.
He's on it. I'm trying, man.
It's still young, wild, and free.
You ain't got no kids yet. Kids help you grow up immediately.
Like Peter Pan, dude. I'm like, do I really want to grow up though? Or...
Every time I talk about having kids, you're like discouraged and shit. My advice is, it happens when it's supposed to. So
there you go.
You can't even plan that shit, dog. When you're supposed to grow up, you gonna grow the fuck up.
It feels like it's the movie.
It's fun, dog. Bro. It's cool, man.
It sounds cool, man.
It's super cool.
It leads me to one other thing. And I heard the lyrics like, we're grown now. We spend our time wisely. Like doing, was it hot yoga and hiking? Is that what you said, right?
Yep.
So I feel that because sometimes I'll be like sitting there 3 a.m, Dad, I'm like, I should be asleep. Get up early. And then 3 years go by, like, I'm gonna start that shit, I promise.
You still have some late nights too, because living the life that we live, you gotta be conditioned for whatever. And it just makes you flexible. So, when you have your routine, that's what you're doing. You're locked in. You dialed in. And when you're living young, wild, and free, you know what that's like too. And you have to balance them both. It's not too much of either one. But waking up early, you see the benefits from that. And then you start to do that over and over and over again. And you realize, wow, I'm going to have to do this forever. This isn't just this week.
That sounds so sad.
Hey, bro.
I used to wake up, for school and every day, like,
I was glad.
That's why I got 10 a.m. class.